Okay, welcome again everybody to a new session of oral radiology lessons. And if you go back, the lecture before this one was actually about the CBCT, the mode of action, how it works, advantages and disadvantages, its discovery and so on. And today we're going to talk about another session or another, let's say, live demonstration of the CBCT, the basic components, how it works, what it shows, and in the future we will try to have an idea about interpretation of diseases using the CBCT. Now, what we are using here is Sorona Galileous image made by Sorona, and the software rendering and the 3D rendering of this machine is by Galaxies. So when you open Galaxies, basically after you take the radiograph for the patient, just like the usual manner, once it is processed in the computer, the main window, as we said, this is Windows operated, so the main default window will open in five windows. The default one is the Panorama, as you see in here, and there is the 3D. Once you click on the image, it will turn dark blue. It means that this image is active. And then you will have the Tangential, which is actually the Sagittal, and then you have a cross-sectional, which is the coronal view, and you have the Axial, which is the view from the top. When it opens, this system opens, actually most of the CBCT machines, when they first open, they open in the midline, in the exact midline. I'm going to show the crosshairs over here. You see it will exactly open in the midline. This view, which is the panoramic, it's not a normal panoramic like the OPG that we see. You can see here that it is unlike the panoramic that we see, there is no superimposition of soft and hard tissues and structures over here. What you see here is actually as a slice through the patient. The slice ranges depends. Actually, in this machine, the slice thickness is 0.3 of a millimeter. 0.3. It ranges between 0.124 to 0.3. So the slice thickness, actually, you can increase it from here, as I will show you later on. So this is the main window. It shows also the coverage. See, the coverage here extends just above the frontal sinus back to the mastoid process, then it goes down to the chin, and then it completely covers the craniofacial skeleton. Actually, in this type of machine, there is no control on the over the field of view in this system. However, in other machines, if we have time to discuss, you will see that we can control the field of view. We can collimate the X-ray just to cover the area that we are interested in. Anyways, so here I'm going to go to the panorama, and in the panorama you can see here that you can choose according to the jaw shape. Over here, it's either square or U-shaped or a V-shaped square, and then you can again go according to the size, small size, medium size, or large size of jaw, and also you can increase the thickness of the slice. Okay, so you can go for a square shape jaw, or a U shape, which opens by default, or a V-shaped jaw. Again, you can go for a small size patient, small section, or a large patient, so it covers a larger section, and here it can even cover a large section of the patient. Again, you can choose your section. See this line over here? Usually, as we said, it opens in the exact midline, and you can toggle between the soft tissue or the hard tissue window, or the soft tissue window, so you can go in between those two. Not only this, you can rotate the slice. See, as if the patient is tilting towards one side, this is the degree of rotation. Or you can bring it back to the you can rotate to the left side, as you can see in here. Or this is when it goes to the left, usually it goes in the minus. When it goes to the right side, the degrees are in plus. We will take it back to 0. Okay, and then you can increase the thickness of the slice. See, here I can rotate, I can move, I can make it on the T. See what's happening here underneath, and I will increase also the thickness. See the thickness of I can cover even larger areas to the patient, and then you can have a high quality preview of the patient. So from this, all it's written here, so it kind of tells you what you are, what each of these icons will tell you. Anyway, I'll choose the maximum thickness, so we'll have maximum coverage, and then you click OK. You will see that the tissues which are covered will be larger. Okay, so you can control, since this is active, I will go to the slicing window. The slicing window, I'm using now the cursor from the mouse. Depends what you're using, a desktop or a laptop. Either way, you are going to use your left hand cursor, and the right hand cursor you can move the whole picture or the image right and left, up and down, while the left cursor here, it does nothing. But if you go to the slicing window, see what happens. Here you're going through the slicing window. As we said, here it is opened in the middle. In the slicing window, you are going to move with the left cursor. See what's going to happen. You choose the section of the you want to see, and here this is the external auditory meatus, and then I will go to the right condyle. See, now I'm in the right condyle. When I'm moving here, see what is happening. The whole sections in the 3 dimensions is going to move all around, and this is the left condyle over here. So I will start from the right condyle, and I will try to put it in the center of the condyle. Now, here in this view, which is called the tangential is a sagittal view of the patient. So we are going here mediolaterally. Here is the cross-sectional, which is the coronal view, and the coronal view actually is antero-posterior dimension, while in the axial you're going in a superior-inferior direction. Okay, I will concentrate now. I just want to show you what happens. I will put the cursor, the crosshairs on the condyle, and I will see the condyle in a sagittal view. I will see the same condyle in a coronal view, and also I will see it from the top. Okay, good. Let's go to the sagittal view. In the sagittal view, with the right side, with the right click of the mouse, now see it's dark blue. It means this It means this is active. With the right click of the mouse, I can move up and down. with the wheel of the mouse I can zoom out or zoom in. See, it's moving. I can zoom out or zoom in. Now let's see with what the left side. I can increase this also. I can increase the size, or let it be as the default. Okay. Now in the condyle, now with the left click on the mouse, see what is going to happen. I'm going to click and I will move up. I want you to concentrate on the other windows. I will move up, 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 up. Okay, and then I will move the whole mouse, clicking on the left click. I will move to down. See what is happening. What I'm doing here is when I'm moving the mouse down with constantly clicking on the mouse, I'm going, actually I'll go back to the center. Okay, when I click on the mouse downwards, then I'm going in a lateral direction. How would I know? See what is happening here and here when I move. Okay, now I'm going towards the center. Okay, and here I'm going towards the medial surface. Okay, but let us have an idea here. Here I'm going to the medial, but actually here, where am I going? I'm going the most medial part of the condyle, and then I'll go to the most lateral part of the condyle. So in reality here, I'm navigating in a 0.3 millimeter every slice. I'm going from the most medial side of the condyle. See the condyle here, I can't see it anymore. Then I will go, I started to see now the most medial surface of the condyle. I'm in the middle now, and this is the most lateral part of the condyle on the right side. Okay, I'll go back again in the middle. Now let's go to the coronal and see what happens cross-sectional. With the mouse again, as I told you, with the wheel of the mouse, I can zoom in or zoom out from the condyle. With the right click, I can move it wherever I like, and then if I go to the left click of the mouse, see what happens. When I move up, I'm actually moving. See here what's happening. I'm moving towards the posterior side of the condyle. Now there is no more condyle shown. When I move down, see where I'm going? I'm going most anterior part of the condyle. Now I am done with the condyle. There is no more condyle over here. Then I'll go back in the middle. So actually the cross-sectional view, or the coronal view, moves the slices in a 0.3 millimeter anterior-posteriorly. This one has moved it in a medial-lateral direction. Okay, let's go to the axial view. In the axial view, by the way, if you go to see the shape of the cursor changes, this is for like fine positioning of the condyle, of the image that you want to see. Okay, this is the superior surface of the condyle, and I'm going down. Okay, this is the most lateral, and this is the most medial in a coronal view. But here I'm navigating actually anterior posteriorly through the thickness, the whole thickness of the condyle. Let's see what happens here when we move move again. I can zoom out or zoom in with the wheel of the mouse, and then I can, with the right side of the mouse, I can change wherever so that I will center the image in the middle. Now let's see the other important thing that I can move. I can move when I'm moving up. See what's happening. I'm moving in an inferior direction, while if I move down, see here, when I move down the mouse, I'm going in the most superior direction of the condyle. So what is happening here In the axial view, when you move, actually, I'll enlarge, when you move, you're going to the down in an inferior direction, while here you're going in a superior direction. You're going here in a inferior direction, and now you're going in a superior direction. This is the condyle from the top. I'll minimize so that I will know where am I now. See, there is no coverage, more coverage of the condyle, so it's out of scope. I can bring it back. I can bring it back from here. This is turned blue. I can bring it back in the middle of the condyle. See, I have actually changed the position in the three planes. So the tangential actually moves in a mediolateral direction, of the image. Okay, this is we are in the condyle now here, and if I move in a coronal direction, then in reality I'm moving posteriorly through the whole thickness of the condyle, or whatever image of structure I'm seeing. While if I'm in the superior, in the axial, then I'm going in an superior inferior direction. Okay. Let's go to the last window, which is the 3D reformatted window. What's this? I will enlarge. Anyway, before enlargement, see, with the left click of the mouse, I can rotate to either side, and these are my planes of direction. This is posterior, this is lateral, and this is superior, as you can see in here. And this level tells you where am I in the other planes. So I'll go back to the midline. See what happens. Now I'm in the midline. Okay, if I rotate in this direction, then I will see the patient from the side. If I'll go to the left condyle again, to the right condyle again, make it in the middle, then I'm in the right condyle, which is shown here in the three planes, and this is from the top. I enlarge this. Okay, so this is how it looks. This is 3D reformatted image. Actually, this is the collection of the signal that has been gathered from the patient, and it has been reconstructed inside the patient so that it will give you this appearance. You can actually go to the volumetric mode, and you can see even the patient from the back. You can turn the patient's head back. You can turn the patient's head down. Okay, you can zoom in and zoom out just like we did with the others. Not only this, we can actually go into the surface mode. In the surface mode, you can change to the soft tissue profile of the patient. Actually, this is not a real soft tissue. Why? Because what is happening here is you cannot. It's a soft tissue, yes, but you cannot. Unlike the CT, the CAT scanners, you cannot differentiate between muscle and the cartilage, for instance. It's a whole lot of tissues according to the signals, which is collected from the patient. I'll go back to the volumetric mode again. I can, as you can see here, I'll just cancel this. This is the thickness of the tissues. I can decrease, as you can see here, the thickness of the tissue. I'll go to the default, which is 150%. See what happens. The coverage is less. If I want to see, like for instance, the zygomatic arch here, it cannot be seen. While if I increase the thickness, this is just to give you an idea about what is meant by the coverage area. Now you see that the zygomatic arch is covered in this area, so in this section, so if I want to see it, then I will be able to see it. Okay? So this is a brief introduction about the windows, what each of one of these windows mean, so that we will proceed in the upcoming uses of this magnificent imaging technique.